Me as a witness in a murder trial isn't bad enough. This ridiculous DA is refusing me access to my cell phone and my PDA. I have a magazine to run. And now because of this, I have a great deal of damage control. Do you have any idea what's taking so long?
I think Rick is showing the jury a tape of Jason being transferred to the PCPD. When he got out of the van, a group of gunmen opened fire.
Yeah, it was all over the news. And Jason was in shackles, and clearly he was firing in self-defense. Why is the DA wasting everybody's time replaying the tape?
Because Rick is trying to make him look like a professional killer. And if the jury believes it, then Jason is going to spend the rest of his life in a prison cell.
What are you doing here? I'm going to be a witness.
Your Honor, I would like to show the footage in slow motion.
Your Honor, objection. I'm sorry, but the district attorney has now been allowed to play the tape in its entirety twice. Slowing it down and playing it a third time is excessive. My client was the victim here. He was acting in self-defense.
The jury saw your client shoot and kill 3 men while trying to escape.
Objection. Conjecture. There is nothing on that tape to indicate that the ambush was the result of an escape attempt.
Well, maybe you should look at it again.
Who called you as a witness?
No one. I volunteered. You can't do that.
I don't care. After what Sam did to Jason, he needs someone in that courtroom who cares and loves him.
Well, and that person would be you.
Yes, it is.
Well, there's nothing you can do.
You would think that. You would, because you're passive. You'd never put yourself on the line for Jason, even though he's done it for you 1,000 times. Jason and I are different. He needs me, and I'm here.
Oh, well, it's real smart, Carly. Scheme your way into a courtroom. That's gonna help.
You can't just waltz up to the stand claiming you're a witness. You have to be on the guard's list.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need to see a copy of your subpoena.
The district attorney is trying to imply guilt by inundating this jury with images of my client firing a gun. He's insulting their intelligence and wasting this court's time. We have all seen the so-called evidence. Can we please move on?
What the jury saw, Miss Miller, was a terrifying blur. Things were happening so fast that there wasn't time to react. The reason for showing the tape in slow motion was to see how Mr. Morgan reacted, and that is with the precision of a cold-blooded killer.
Objection! Your Honor, my client was obviously acting in self-defense, and the district attorney is well aware that no charges have been brought to indicate otherwise. As I have pointed out to this court, my client was in police custody, handcuffed and shackled at the time that this attempt was made on his life.
The tape speaks to the ability of the defendant to carry out the crime that he is on trial for, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
That's the last image Lorenzo Alcazar can remember. Jason Morgan firing a gun.
Objection!
Sustained. Strike that from the record. Mr. Lansing, you know better than to address the jury.
Your Honor, the state calls to the stand Mrs. Elizabeth Spencer.
We've all seen enough for one day. Court resumes at 10 tomorrow. The jury is dismissed until then.
All rise. Court is now adjourned.
So far, so good.
Trust me, it only gets better from here.
You were right about the ambush tape. After the jurors saw it, they were looking at Morgan like he belongs in a cage.
He does.
Well, don't get overconfident. And you might want to rethink calling Lucky Spencer's wife as a witness. She used to be your wife, too, didn't she?
You know she was.
Then why muddy the waters by risking conflict of interest
Elizabeth
allegations?
is going to give me what I need to convict Jason.
Do you have to be so good at your job? Rick did a lot of damage with that footage. He wanted to paint you as a cold-blooded killer, and your actions on that tape just proved his point.
What was I supposed to do, let him kill me?
No, of course not, Jason. Look, I can argue that you were acting in self-defense till I am blue in the face, but it is not going to erase what that jury just saw. And they saw you not scared. They saw you calm and focused and lethal. And it just validates the DA's allegation that you are a professional killer.
What are my chances?
Well, considering the evidence that Lansing has in reserve, I'd say we need all the help we can get.
It's in here somewhere.
Ma'am, you can't be in the witness room without a subpoena. Until you find it, you're gonna have to wait in the hall.
The court's been adjourned for the day. The witnesses can go home.
Oh, it's about time.
All of you need to report back first thing in the morning. Bring your subpoena or you won't be allowed in.
Not a problem.
You say so.
You're free to go, ma'am. Court's adjourned till tomorrow.
I know. I just needed some time alone. It helps me think.
Sergeant said you want to speak to a detective?
Yes. I have information on the murder of Lorenzo Alcazar.
Okay, let's hear it.
Stone Cold didn't do it.
Can you back that up?
Well, as a former employee, I can attest that Evil Al is a denizen of darkness with legions of evildoers who would have been happy to pull the triggers.
Okay, can you provide Jason with an alibi during the time of the murder?
I wasn't with Stone Cold at that exact moment,
Unless
but that doesn't
you
mean...
can provide Jason with an alibi during the time of the murder, there's nothing else you can do.
Stone Cold doesn't deserve to be locked up for life.
Jason's got the best lawyer money can buy.
Yeah, and few that he can trust to stand up for him in court. I mean, even fair Samantha turned her back on him. The Jackal will not rest until Stone Cold has secured his freedom.
Do you want to help Jason?
More than anything.
Yeah, then let his lawyer do their job and stay out of it. You can't even be involved in this.
What is wrong with you? Why won't you help the guy that gave you your son?